Alright, folks, here it is. The last round. I had to bring him back. Oh, Jesus, Nolan is facing against Nathan and Ishizu Tearlaments. Who will claim the box? To say the great phrase, what's in the box? It could be, it could be. But anyways, it's time.
You know how much we've always wanted one of those.
True. Anyways, we're just waiting for the timer to start here, but this is it. Bryce says, "Go, Daddy, Lamau." I'm pretty sure he's talking about Nolan. But no, Gary, I apologize. Your question about where everyone's playing, I have them set up on my table that's out in the corner that I built for miniature gaming. Of course, if all my chat is not following Mama Dragon's miniatures.
Last round, don't kill each other. Yes, go.
Here we go. But yes, that is where they play now. It is simpler for me to have it set up.
The timer hits 0. Let's do it again.
It's easier for me to have them fully up on the table. And wow, Nathan bricked. Okay, Cosmic Cyclone to begin, and we're going to remove a Call by the Grave. Wow, this is not how Ishizu Tear should be started with a set 1 and pass. Especially against a power. But anyways, here we go for Swap Frog pitching Froggies.
Go over here.
Anyways, let's see how all is going to end. But anyways, I believe he sent the swap. Yep, swap. He's going to summon the Spright Blue, Spright getting the Spright Jet. Folks, you've seen the combo 10,000 times. How about we see it 10,000 more? But anyways, here comes the Spright Jet. I really wonder if Nathan has the Merely or the Surely in his hand. But anyways, Jet coming down onto the board presence here. And then as my camera decides it doesn't want to focus, we have cross counter being grabbed off of the Jet. Smashers, nor the starter here. The cross counter. Of course, from Darkwing Blast, we're going to go Link here. We're playing. I had to take. Oh, no. God, it's always the springs. So anyways, the Spriggans, of course, pitching out the Nimbler Anglers from the deck. Now we're going to summon out a couple of Nimble Weavers, thanks to the Nimble Angler. Brick that bad that he didn't even draw in a single tier name or in a single Ishizu card. Because even one Ishizu card basically just starts the entirety of the deck. I mean, sure, your mills have to still be pretty nice, but I think mathematically, I think most mills for an Ishizu Tearlament deck does go into your favor. So anyways, we're going to go into good old Gigantic. Nimble Beaver and of course our Frog are going to go make another, are going to this time make this right off, but sometimes forget that Spriggans is still out. It's out and is a card very much in this format. Anyways, we're going to summon a Frog and then Spright Elf. No one didn't. So anyways, looks like we're gonna trigger Gigantics. Anyways, we have a Spright Frog, we have a Frog, and a Spright Carrot. Again, Carrot spell effects on the field. He's gonna summon out a Gecko or a Lizard or whatever it is to allow him to go for that good draw 1. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, being able to draw 1 is never going to be a horrible thing. I draw 1. Now the question is, where does it go with, sure, the Carrot does have the ability to go for its 1 spell and trap negate. Not really great against a deck that doesn't really go about 1,000 different times into it. But anyways, we're going to then, of course, not have either one of those for carry. We're going to just get away. Well, here is that's Verena. Our greatest. We're going to go to the Battle of Phases. Phases of Battle. Gigantic coming in with a big fat 32 punch to the face.
On that attack deck, I would chain
Here comes Magna Hunt.
Actually, wait.
And then Magna Hunt was going to be attempting to be triggered, but you know, it's a little hard to do that under like gigantic. Everyone seems to just forget that. It's very interesting how everyone kind of actually forgets that gigantic actually locks for the entirety of the turn. Everyone to rank 2, level 2, and link 2. And we have a set 3. Wow, we have a lot of back row, and I believe that is the entirety of Nolan's hand. You gotta love it. Hate it sometimes. A 1-of, 2 1-ofs to remove the board. Well, we know he has a Magna Hunt in his hand, but does he have like any of his the tier engine? Or go to the. We're gonna go. So we're gonna go Magna Hunt. I don't. Interesting. You decided to go back. So it looks like a Magna Hunt targeting the blue in battle phase. Right, and Magna Hunt actually couldn't activate on Nolan's turn because again, well, he's.
It was not a quick effect.
Yeah, it wasn't a quick effect. Nathan didn't know a monster at the time. But anyways, some pain on Nathan's side from Nolan, but Nathan is definitely down right now. A Magna Hunt is not something the 𝐒𝐍𝐉𝐎𝐘 tier deck wants to be really only sitting on. Man, it's really making me want to buy up all my Bestial stuff. It's almost $50 just for a Magna Hunt. A super rare. Means to tell me why some of these bestials are so expensive. So it looks like Nathan's going to scoop it up, and I mean, I think he has.
No, I miscalculated. I thought I could believe it. I got to kill Spright off.
But my gosh, wow, Nathan barely had anything, folks. And just look at that hand. An Ash, it looks like a Magna Hunt, just a few spell cards, and a hand trap. Nothing he could do there. So Nolan gets Covenant game 1. But that doesn't mean Nathan is out of the game just yet. There is a Covenant game 2 as our players side in determine it. And of course the Covenant 1 and only game 3. If it goes there. Gosh. Too bad I'm not as big as, you know, the big Yugi streamers that you see for YCSs when you hear people screaming and clapping in the backgrounds. Oh well. I guess I could probably get a little Switch thing that does has audience background screaming and clapping.
Go XLR.
Pretty much. So I can, you know, feel important about myself.
Stream Deck.
Yeah, Stream Deck, just so I can feel important, so I can press a button to have people cheer out in the background, so I can feel important. But I already feel important enough. I already own basically 2 YouTube channels with another one coming in 2023. And, well, I am going to tell you right now, folks, and 2023 P2 Play's name will be retired. Now, don't worry, I will be streaming on YouTube. We'll be moving to exclusively YouTube streaming, so these streams will still be on YouTube. So do not worry, but I am officially deciding that Mama Dragons is my new name now, as I own 3 distinct YouTube channels. With that branding, I think it's kind of important that if I stream, I should stream under that branding name as well. So yes, I still have to question whether or not I'm going to do what I've done, or maybe do a monthly YouTube stream and then record other major games. Because, you know, I still love the game. Remember, I don't pay a lot of money into the game, but I still love the game. I think you'd love to see me play some more games. Maybe having the ability to record games and then just post those on YouTube is not bad either way. But yes, this is a tell-all that P2 Plays will officially be retiring in 2023. I will be moving off of go to time. Yes, it should be a lot of fun to make full time all my YouTube content, especially with YouTube Shorts and all of that. Wanting to take that all off here and start really getting into the YouTube. Found truly that streaming is a lot harder when you now have run almost 3 channels worth of different content and you need time to edit, create content, and plan out content. So yes, reason why I don't stream on Mondays anymore, and I currently only stream on Fridays. All right, here we go. So it sounds like Nathan's going to take the first, and who would have guessed that? Probably not me. Let's see if Nathan has a better hand than what he once said past. Whoa, the dimensional shifter already out on the back. Not bad indeed. You gotta love it, folks. The best card against all cards. Yes, the card everyone's teching right now for Ishizu Tears and will be teched probably into the foreseeable future. We got a Rhoda. We're gonna go search out a card here. Again, if you've never seen Dimensional Shifter, Rhino Heart being the search, you can only activate Dimensional Shifter when you control no cards in your graveyard. So, again, there's a reason why Flu can play using because of Stree can banish the stuff out of your graveyard, and of course, shotgunning it on your first start of your turn is probably the best because now this really puts Nathan in a weird spot because all his cards are mandatory mills. And none of his stuff is going to be able to trigger its fusion summons. We're going to start with a set. Now, this does affect all of Nolan's turn as well. So, Nolan is under Shifter as well. So, in other words, we're going to start with a Lizard. A Lizard for a draw. So, just be cautious of that. The Shifter is a full turn. All right, so it looks like Sayonara is coming on down. So it looks like Magna Hunt is going to actually remove that. So Sayonara is not going to be coming down. Magna Hunt taking Sayonara's one and only targets. Oof, that is not what Nolan wanted to see. That is for... Whoa, another shifter! You gotta love it, double shifts! The planes of existence have begun to become shifting. Another Magna Hunt. So, a Magna Hunt activation, yes, it looks like Sayonara can trigger here. Quick effects. Chainlink 2 gets to go for Chainlink 1, and they do not banish for cost. Do they banish for cost, or are their activations their cost? Like, exactly do they actually do all their triggers? But anyways, that's really fun. Let's see, Bistio. I just need one Bistio. Okay, you can target one light or dark monster either graveyard. Okay, so the cost is to target. So Magna Hunt targeted it, and then Sayonara targeted it, and then but Sayonara was Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, so he gets to resolve first, banishing the shifter. Talk about double shifting. And of course, that even though it gets banished, it still is active. It has already resolved its effect on the board present, so it is going to be a hard battle, truth be told. Because again, this affects Nolan's turn as well. Here we go for Rhino Heart. No, I mean, I don't know if Magna Hunt can actually punch over Sayonara. So we're going to normal summon one of the tiers. And we're just going to swing a bunch of dudes. So it looks like no, okay, so it's Drizzworm. I thought it was Sayonara, but they do the exact same thing all the Bestials do. Alright, so that and then Rhino Heart for direct damage. And that's pretty much it. I mean, Nathan really didn't build a big board. So draw, Nolan, do you have something here? Oh, Beaver! Nimble Beavers are gonna summon Nimbly Beavers. It looks like we're gonna summon up ourselves a Nimble. There's nothing to banish, so no Bestials can be summoned to the field here at this presence here, because again, there is no monsters in any graveyards for Bestial monsters to be targeting. We're going to overlay for our good friend Gigantic Spright. And then our gigantic sprite man is going to go for his effect. Looks like there is no response there. Nimble Beaver banishing himself as well. Here we go for blue. Blue effect to go for Jet. The big question is, well, now everyone is locked. Everyone is locked under level 2, rank 2, and link 2s for special summons. Due to, of course, gigantic sprites. Anyways, here we go for Jet. Jet cards getting any one of the major needed cards at this point. Either Cross Out, Smasher. So it looks like we are going to go Starter. That's still a very good card nonetheless, either. So anyways, we're going to do another overlay. I mean, the fact is he has to remove both these tiers to keep them from being able to trigger their effects. But anyways, it looks like we're going to go the one that's going to be able to go for the bounce. So Havness is going to get banished here, and we're going to go to the battle. Gigantic punching over the Rhino Heart. And then, of course, the other 𝐂𝐍𝐍 punching into Nathan. Whew, this game is very interesting. Oh man, Jesus, pull out all the stops today. That's a third shifter. Talk about shifters. But anyways, Magna Hunt coming on down, banishing the shifter to bring himself onto the field. Yes, Gary. Yes, how did he open all three? I mean,
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
you gotta love it. Either he drew into it so many times, we've had almost all of them in hand. But anyways, Havness will be able to return. The dude doesn't banish completely, but Magna Hunt can still come punching in something. So this is going to be interesting. So over the one dude, it's very interesting watching neither of these players play with a graveyard. I mean, it makes kind of sense with them both playing into bestial engines. You definitely cannot have any back. You can't have. He's going to mill 3 cards to his mana zone. I mean, yeah, Merle comes down and has to mill. That is mandatory to her summon. So I don't know why, but Cosmic Cyclone. So it looks like we're going to negate Gigantic Sprite. And Merle is going to get banished. And then 1,000 damage comes to Nolan and banish off of the trap it goes. So Gigantic Sprite has also lost his effect. So how does a Gigantic Sprite, without his effect, punch over a Magna Hunt? I mean, a Swap Frog will do it.
I'm not going to use it.
I mean, there's no point to use his effect, otherwise he would just send the swap. He just basically sends the he just sends a frog to the banish zone, which isn't really gonna help him. But anyways, I really kind of think, how exactly does Nolan get through this? I mean, he can link, but neither of these monsters will. So it looks like he's going to have to just banish them all. Well, I'm gonna have to guess an elf. Because it goes an IP. Oh, he had the starter. Okay, yes, still had it. Oh, he has enough to pay for the blue, and the IP is there to basically be an annoyance to all. We're getting the jet, and the jet will come on down to the board presence, and we're going to be able to do the searching. Jet search, is that alright? Here we go for the one and only starter. Again, Nolan's very low on life here, so I don't know if he can start himself into another blue, but he could start himself into maybe behind the others. Not exactly completely sure how he still outs the Magna Hunt. I mean, it'll be very interesting how he actually outs this Magna Hunt. I mean, I guess he could go into another Smashers here because the card only negates a Smashers, not another Smashers. Okay, yep, there's another Smashers. Smasher effect coming off, sending the good old Jets to get, of course, our hands on a Sprite monster. Question is, who are we going for? That is the question. I mean, he could go red. It looks like he's going to go carrot. No, it looks like he's not going carrot. Who is he going? Yes, it is going to be red. The monster negate. This is getting close right here, folks. I could just feel the energy. I wish again I had a button to go around cheering, especially when we saw 3 shifters drop onto the out into a graveyard. And that is the end. There is no more shifters that can be played here. There is just a Magna Hunt, a IP, and the good old red. Ethan has 2 cards to play. He's going to go to battle. And we have the Smashers.
That's the ultra rare one too. There's like great card. He just keeps it in.
Special summon. Brigand's card from deck. Summon a Fury on graveyard. Vanish 1 break.
So it looks like he's going to go the starter as the cost. Then he looks like he's going to go for the red to get rid of the Magna Hunt. That still leaves him with the IP. He doesn't have a way to get the unicorn here, but I mean, whew, let me tell you, folks, I am sweating for these players. This is a game right here. I mean, sure, has not been on Nathan's side with 3 shifters coming out of the hand with a set 1 on the field. We're really going to have to see. So anyways, it looks like the Smasher may be going for his Looks like we're going to go for the Link. Everything now gets to go to the graveyard. Per now, we're not under Dimensional Shifter. Is where are we going? What are we doing? We're summoning the elf herself. We're going to trigger an elf effect. So it looks like Dora's Worm is coming down. Okay, so it looks like Nolan's going to change his own Dora's Worm, targeting the IP. These 2 people have been changing effects of these 2. And then Sprite Elf coming in for the attack. And we know Nathan has a Dora's Worm in his hand, which then gives the effect of everything. Now, Sprite Elf does get the trigger here. It really only has the target of Sprite Blue. Man, that it finally is an Ishizu card. I mean, sure, we saw an Ishizu card get sad, but Elf going down. These players are hardly on anything. Again, the Bestial monster is really being used to target cards that your opponent is trying to trigger effects on. So it looks like there might be a question about looking into that extra deck to see if there's something Nathan can do. Looks like we got a pass. Draw 1. What can old Nolan do? Summon a blue. Is he out of targets for the blue? I would think no. think he'd at least have one more jet, or so it looks like the battle is going to go fine. Drizzle Worm over our good friend. Again, he'll be able to shuffle 3 cards back to our opponent from our graveyard to his deck. This is going to be interesting what exactly his plan is. Again, his opponent, he knows his opponent has a Drizzle Worm. Yep, Drizzle Worm is coming on down. It's going to go for the Smashers. This is now a top deck war if I ever saw one, folks. Early coming down. Here we go for its mill. Mill 3. Let's see what it is. Well, that is at least a tier. And we're going to go to game 3. Whew, man, this game is...
It was really just a fine game there. Oh yeah.
Whew, wow. Okay, these players are going to go to game 3, folks. I didn't think you'd see it. I swore I thought Nolan was taking the advantage there. But Nathan was... But Nathan continued to push with those bestial monsters, banishing everything Nolan needed or wanted to use. So really is going to be a question of drawing, removing, and stopping everything. This really is a amazing game state we're in. So it really will be coming down to the Covenant, game 3. The only game 3 we've had all of today on stream. I'm glad it's these players proving the power of game 3s. With 13:35 left.
Of course. I know.
Dimensional Shifters really put in work in that game too, without a doubt. Really putting Nathan on a struggle clock again. I'm not exactly sure what the Merly normal summon was for when he was under Dimensional Shifter. I mean, he could have banished 3 very good cards out of his deck, like names, Tearlament names. Because once you start banishing out your Tearlament names, you start getting into a struggle. Especially with Merly having to be a requirement to banish on normal, on her summon. So this game really is coming down to the end. Well, either way, both these players well deserve this this box. They are playing with gusto and proving out the power of the sprites and the Tearlaments. Sure, we are sitting in the 0 tier 0 format 100%, but you gotta give it credit. This is a very interesting matchup nonetheless. So this is it, folks. The last game. The end of it all. Who will claim that coveted box? A full box of OTS 20. And trust me, there's still plenty of OTS going to be passed out to everyone. I think Paul busted an entire box of OTS 19. I mean, it's old now, but still. Cards are nice out of it. The cards are nice out of it. Especially if you're looking for water enchanters and stuff. Even though we need Rite of Atmosphere to be reprinted. Even though I think you're not going to see much more of... Alright, so the Sprite deck is going to take the first tier. This is it. I'm not going to try to overcomplicate our players here as they don't stand. Red Resonator! And have this coming on down, and we have a frog. Alright, Havness is going to have to banish those cards. Yes, Gary, these 2 players are undefeated. Nathan had a bye, and... Or no, he had a draw. Well, I guess a draw is undefeated, but yes, they are both considered undefeated. But anyways, here we go. Red Resonator over the Swap Frog. Making gigantic, and Magnamoot is going to be chaining. Of course, this is the only time Magnamoot gets to chain in response. And then Nolan's going to take it and have his own Magnamoot on the field. But anyways, now again, Nathan is under that dimensional shifter for his full turn. Nolan will return and he will be perfectly fine. Fine. And here comes Jet. Jet going to get those pretty cards that we need. The Crossout, the Smasher, the Crossout it is. And the question is, will this turn into game 1, where Nathan magically will have a Feather Duster magically drawn into his hand, or he will draw into it? I mean, it is just a one-of, folks. Just a one-of. We're going to overlay them once more. What are we making? I know he has Totally Awesome in his deck, but we've yet to see the Totally Awesome. Are we going to make the one that removes 2 to negate? I mean, all the Tearlaments do struggle. So it looks like he's going to go the one that's going to banish the heaviness off the board for a turn. And then we're going to set 1, cross out, and then the Bestial, our Bestial friend, is going to then trigger here, and we're going to get ourselves a search of another Bestial monster, being Xehanort. Nathan was going to draw. Now again, there's no one in anyone's graveyard, so Bestial monsters cannot trigger here, because again, there's no one in anyone's graveyards. So it's going to be very interesting here. So here we go for the planet. I mean, it's not gonna help too much right now, but it is a searcher though. It does allow him to search out any one of his tiers for future plays. So it looks like Ronald Hart is going to go to the hand. We're gonna go terraforming. Okay, was he searching up? Did he search out? We were playing Mystic Mind, we'd be having the greatest time ever. I mean, Nathan's got to set up a defense here or something, because Gigantic Spright gets to trigger his effect. Gets a search here that will buff him up. Not mentioning that Magna Hunt was going. So Reinhardt, normal summon. It looks like Crossout is going to come here to pop them both. Just a quick read there of course, the... But anyways, no, wait, he's going to take the monster and stick it as a material. Good old Smashers not keeping that. Nice, Rhino Heart. So, I mean, this is going to be very interesting. So it's going to be very interesting exactly how this all is going to go here now. And it looks like we're just going to go to the Battles of Phases. Gigantic, punching in there. He didn't get his buff, because he didn't remove a material here. And Magna Hunt and our god that banishes. So this is going to be interesting how this all comes down to an end here. It's less than 7 minutes left. Here we go for a starter. These two players gotta be so cautious right now with their life points as we move into the time. So it looks like we're going to go with the blue. I think Nolan is just playing it so conservatively with the Bestials in, with a knowledge of a Bestial in Nathan's hand because of the activation. We're gonna go get the Jet off the blue. And whether or not he is just simply just going to play the XYZ game. So here comes Jet. He's going to be I'd have a good feeling maybe he's going to go for the Smashers. I thought it was going to be the Smashers here. This is getting close, folks. This is getting close. This is going to be interesting as we now prepare to do an overlay. No, we're going to go with Link. Knowing our opponent is on a bestial. I mean, it's not going to be needed, but anyways, here we go with the elf. And it looks like Sprite. Looks like Jet did get to be moved here. It looks like Nolan has no desire to chain his own dude to stop the Magna Hunt from coming down onto the field. Not that it would really matter. But anyways, we have a lizard coming down. Looks like Nolan's just trying to get one more card here. He has the Smashers. He has a Xehanort. It really is coming down to the wire here for these two players. Well, I give them both credit for playing through this game. So anyways, Magna Hunt at the end of the turn is going to take that good search. It looks like we're going to go for Xehanort or one of our little dudes. Not exactly completely sure who exactly they went for, but doesn't really matter. So it looks like he's going to trigger the field spell once more.
Banish a Spright card from my hand. Banish a level or rank level and rank or
And one card I control.
And he's going to go after the field spell. So it looks like he's also going to go for the Spright Smasher.
I will.
And then that's going to remove the field spell. And then here's Driz Worm, and then Mariel. And then Red Resonator is going to be coming on down here.
Go ahead and mill your 3.
Here we go for the mill 3. Super Poly. There.
Resonator effect.
So Resonators.
I'm gonna target Magna. I'm gonna gain 2,500.
And so Red Resonator is going to give Nolan some good life here off of it. The merely did not mill anything. No major effects to resolve for the Tearlament engine there. We're going to go on Beatrice.
I'll take 6.
Alright, so anyways, the Soul Sniffer out. And we're gonna summon Zeus, the man of men. Now we have to contend with the Zeus. That is something else. Contention with the Zeus is never going to be easy because this man can come down at any time and just clean boards. He does have the ability to only clean boards once. He only has the ability to clean boards once. Because he has 3 material under him and not enough to do it twice. So this is really going to be interesting how this all comes down to the end here. And it looks like we're going to go for... I think no one's going to have to really take some time. Looks like we're going to go for a Link 3. Yes, it is the unicorn, and the Zeus man is going to chain in response.
Actually, I'll chain target.
So it looks like blue is going to be coming down on Elf. And then Drew's Worm is going to remove the Merly so that it cannot resolve its effect. Blue coming down on the board. They're searching out, of course, being chained outside of the Zeus activation. Here we go for Jet. This is getting close, folks. Both these players probably got the sweaty hands of all the sweatiest hands. Okay, we're gonna go into a link of a monster. It's going to be our IP. And then, of course, Magna, George Worm's effect. We have a Parallax Scene in this deck. Wow, we have rank 4? We have rank 4s. Well, nice, nice. Okay, we do have some rank 4s. Oh, we're not going to go rank 4s. I think we're just going to go the big man himself. Access code talker targeting P.
What was the last card?
Let's go!
And Nolan gets the game. Whoo, what a nail biter. What a nail biter. Congratulations to this man.
Congratulations.
If you want to give me a warning, I'm sorry. I had to let it out. No, I won.
Bad.
But
I won, but it was a fucking nail biter.
it was a nail biter in the end.